Welcome to the line with graduation and layering. This hair shape concludes the line series and shows how to successfully combine lines, graduation and layering. These three fundamental techniques, when combined in this way, produce a shape that's an essential addition to contemporary work. Prior to shampooing, make a thorough assessment of the hairlines. Now, ensuring that the client is sitting straight with arms and legs uncrossed, find the natural parting by combing the hair away from the face as shown and pushing gently forward. This will allow the hair to fall into its natural position. Part the hair from the crown to the nape at centre back, and then starting from the nape, take a section horizontally from the centre to behind the ear. Keep the head tilted forward through this part of the process to minimise the undulations of the neck. Comb the hair in the direction in which it grows and cut a line against the skin that mirrors the angle of the section. Now take a section parallel to the first and comb the hair down onto the skin. Whilst cutting, the hair can be secured with either the back of the hand, which will give maximum tension, or one or two fingers, which will give less tension. With either method, use fine sections and always follow the guideline. Now work up to the crown using the small teeth of the comb to keep the tension consistent. As the sections progress, gradually bring the client's head into a slightly less tilted forward position. Notice that around the crown the sections have pivoted so that none of the hair in the sides has yet been incorporated. Now to join the back with the sides. With the head in a natural position, using the hair behind the ear as a guide, take a section that flows from the back to the front. Ensure that the first section contains sufficient hair to give definition to the line. Always check behind the ears for loose ends. Here, the hair is being held gently against the skin with consistent tension. To enable more control, tilt the head away whilst the line is being cut. Now continue with parallel sections up to the original parting. Now use the same sectioning and cutting procedure as for the first side. Check the shape thoroughly for symmetry and balance. Now continue through to the original parting. Now move on to the graduation element of the shape. First, divide the hair at the centre back. Notice that the original parting has been moved to the centre. Next, take a diagonal section from the centre parting. Then, using the outline as a guide, over-direct the hair back and cut a line that mirrors the angle of the section. Now take sections that pivot around the back of the head, gradually becoming more horizontal as the shape progresses. Keep over-directing the hair back and build up a graduated shape. Periodically check how the shape is progressing. Now take a section that incorporates the hair in front of the ear. Over-direct the hair back and continue the square graduated line. Now begin to round the graduation off to prepare to layer the hair up to the centre parting. Take a parallel section and before progressing onto the layering, take a series of diagonal sections. Lift these straight out, over-direct slightly back and remove any excess roundness that may have been built up. Once the graduation length is correct, move on to the top area. Take diagonal sections, over-direct back and up and cut a line using the underneath lengths as a guide. Replace the original side parting and conclude the layering through the first side. Now use the same sectioning and cutting procedure for the second side. Now work on the fringe. Take a section around the hairline with the underneath finger resting on the skin, cut a line to the desired length. The cutting line drops down into the outline length through the sides. The angle of the section is mirrored by the cutting line. Take parallel sections and comb onto the first section, which is the guide for this area. Continue with this method until the sections no longer reach the cutting line. Now repeat this procedure for the second side. Cross-check the entire shape, then square off the layering through the top. Prepare the hair for drying by applying a suitable finishing product. Dry the hair using a diffuser to accentuate the natural texture. Keep the dryer moving around the head to dry the hair evenly. Encourage the natural movement with the fingers and ensure that the roots are dried thoroughly so that the shape doesn't collapse. And here is the finished result, a combination of the 3 techniques that produces a wearable shape that can be exaggerated to suit the wearer's mood.